The last thing I want to talk about right quickly in sales development and sales training is this idea of competitive advantage. Some of you might have the opportunity to come to Houston, Texas to go to the DXP Sales University. We talk a lot about the competitive advantage within DXP Sales University. Let me just kind of define it right quickly, that there are 5 things you as a DXP sales professional can compete on. At least 5. There's probably more, but there's at least 5. One is price, which is the actual dollar amount charged for the product or service. Depending upon who you are, what you're trying to sell within your branch, within your local access inventory, within your region, within the goals and objectives of this year that you're currently selling in, price may be a competitive advantage, it might not be. Again, it depends on what you're trying to sell, but it's one of the arrows in your quiver, if you will, one of the things you might be able to compete with. The second is quality. And understand that we sell other people's products, so the conformance of our customers' standards and expectations, the best stuff versus the right stuff. As a great DXP sales professional, you'll have the ability to make recommendations on products that is the right product, but not necessarily the best product, because you spent time understanding the customer's business. And perhaps what you can offer them is identical to what they currently have, just another manufacturer, just another vendor. Maybe the same price, maybe more, maybe less, but it's the quality which is your competitive advantage. Maybe your competitive advantage is because of our vast array of products within our line card. It's not only brand A, but brand B, C, and D as well, because we are a Tier 1 distributor of all 4 of those brands. Again, DXP sets ourselves apart completely different than the competition. Number 3 is service. The salesperson or DXP's ability and willingness to take care of the customer. And you see, whether it's at your branch, whether it's in your car, whether it's in your region, your service definition could be your competitive advantage. To have a reputation within your local geography of, we solve customers' problems. And we do that in a way that our competition can't do it, and that is our competitive advantage. Ritz-Carlton is a hotel chain, and one of their creeds is that they own the customer problem. Each and every one of the people on their staff have the ability to own and solve a customer's problem. It doesn't get kicked up the management chain. In certain branches, perhaps it's service that is the competitive advantage. Yes, you're a little higher on price, but your advantage is actually the ability to have that service. Number 4 is the delivery, the ability to put your product or services in the hands of the customers. Because of our 3 and expanding regional distribution centers, whether it's in Houston, Texas, Omaha, Nebraska, or Atlanta, Georgia, we have the ability to have product. We have the ability to stock product, whereas maybe the competition doesn't. Maybe it's a situation that our relationship with that vendor allows us to take our order and move it ahead of the assembly line, or maybe we can expedite things that someone else cannot do, and that is our competitive advantage within that particular situation. But if you've got at least these 4 arrows in your quiver, you can compete on price, you can compete on service, on quality, and on delivery. Maybe all 4 at the very same time. Your ability to have that, your ability to identify and make that recommendation, again, sets you apart from all the rest of the competition out there. And number 5 is what we call sales and promotion. The ability to educate yourself and your customers. Perhaps that's your competitive advantage. Perhaps that's an area that you're saying, you know, that is an area that we could actually improve on within our branch. We can actually create that. Maybe customers come to DXP more than anybody else, anywhere else, because they know, because of the information that they get from us, that's where they need to go. Maybe that sales and promotion is from a local branch and that we have a high traffic at that branch. Your ability at DXP to sell can sell on these 5, if not more, competitive advantages. Here's another way to look at this competitive advantage, and this kind of comes up from the things that we've done in the Houston area, as well as some of the things that we've done in the Omaha area, as well as all across the Louisiana area. The ability to look at a uniqueness. Now look at this as an XY graph, if you will. Look at this vertical graph being uniqueness from low to high. The more unique something is, whether it's a product, a service, maybe it's our supply chain services, maybe it's our ability to fabricate, maybe it's our ability to repair a very, very complicated pump, that the competition can't do. Maybe it's the uniqueness that not only can we repair your pumps, but we can create preventative maintenance around there. We can sell you net new. We can sell all the components that go into the pump. We can sell the coveralls that go on the people that work on the pumps. That is a unique value proposition versus the value to the customer. If we're highly unique and highly valued to the customer, then as we look at this two-dimensional chart, we should increase our money. If what we have is highly unique in the industry and highly valuable to the customer, then we have the ability to charge a premium for that one, and customers should say, I'm willing to pay that premium because no one else can do that. There's not a single person who can offer supply chain services, service center quality, as well as innovative pumping solutions in a supercenter environment. Again, we're using words that are basically inside the DXP family of which you are now, and no one else can do that. We've just got to be able to tell more people about that. Our high uniqueness and our high value means high dollars. And so it doesn't necessarily mean if it's a commodity item that we have on the shelf, that's not necessarily unique and that's not necessarily value to the customer. Maybe it isn't a very unique product, but maybe we stock it and no one else does. So that's very valuable to the customer because they're looking at DXP as their just-in-time inventory supplier. Not a very unique product, but we stock it and they don't, which allows them to be very successful and profitable. And so now we have a partnership relationship with them. That's about all I want to talk about on sales training. Welcome again to DXP, and get with your managers as it relates to some of the sales training so you can expand on it so that you can actually be more effective than where you are today. And good luck on your career at DXP.